Yes, just want to give you the disclaimer. This is a part of training only for educational purpose, ethical use, no unauthorized access for illegal activities. Yeah, so today we'll try this one, DOS and DDoS attacks. So let's do first DOS, what DOS means. They call denial of service, something like this. For example, yesterday I told you there is something called client, like your web app or your front end, and there is a server. Server. Client means a web page is there. Server means some database connected. So denial of usually client will make a request. For example, let's if I go here, if I type this website, basically the web page will open. When I click on something, anything, if I click on anything, it will make a request to the server will give the response. So that is what we saw yesterday, last class, API request that is sent from client to server. Then you get the response, which is like API response. Okay, typically this is how it works. The entire web, not only in this website, any website you visit, anything you visit, you make a API request with some data, then you get the response with some data. That data is typically shown on the browser, wherever. It could be mobile application also same. It could be desktop application also same. There is a server, there is a API, and the data forward and backward. So this is how typically the web application or mobile application or any application works. Now, what denial of service is, so let's call this entire thing is 1.8. That's a 1.8. 1.8 means you make a request, you get the response. That's 1.8. Now let's say you can do the same thing 10 times. You make a request, you get the response. You make a request again, you get the response. You do it for 10 times. Okay, that's fine. Now imagine you do the same thing for 100 times. Request, response, 100 times. That only. Now increase it, like now you do it for 1,000 times. Now do it for 10,000 times. Now you do it for 1 million times. Now you do it for 1 billion times. Example. Now it's a server is more like a so if server can handle 1.8 very easily, maybe 10 hits also can handle, 100 also can handle. But if 1,000 hits are coming per second, example, the server cannot handle it. It's like a for example, think of a restaurant. In the restaurant, everybody is ordering, everybody is coming. Hey, I want food, I want food, I want food. The waitress or the food, they're like, hey, we cannot make everybody in the same time. Similarly, here also same. The server may not be able to respond to all the 1,000 hits. Similarly, the server will not be able to respond to 10,000 hits. 1 million it even can. So that's what they call denial of service. Denial of service means a client constantly hits the server many times, like maybe 10,000 times, 100,000 times, 1 million times. So the server will be like, hey, will stop working actually. Server will be stopped. Stopped means uninterrupted, like, hey, continuously coming, I cannot respond back. So that is what we call generally denial of service means. You can try some visuals. You can see maybe something like, you can see something like this also. So any image is fine, it doesn't matter. So there is a server, some attacker, it doesn't matter. The server keeps on sending a request to the server. The server will be like, hey, I cannot respond to everything. You can try simple one. It's also same, very much. This is DDoS actually, but okay, mostly same window. Something like this. This is DOS. Something like this. Yeah, images are not that good, but I'll just make here. So let's say simple. I'm an attacker example. I have one client, computer, PC. I will make hundreds of requests, the thousands of requests, API requests like per second. That's it. To the same server, some server, whatever server. That's it. So that's a DoS attack. That means I'm constantly hitting this server, constantly asking, hey, give me, give me, give me, give me that. But it's just only one PC. I have only one PC. I can make 1,000 requests per second. Of course, I can make 10,000 also per second, 1 million also per second. It depends on my interest. The server will be busy. Hey, I cannot send it to you. So that's an attack actually. So you're constantly requesting them. That's an attack. In normal systems, generally we ask for a few times. Hey, give me that, give me this. We cannot attack, we cannot ask 1,000 times. Generally, that's we don't do. If you do it, that's considered as a DoS attack. So usually the defense also strong, as I said. What defense does is, from defense perspective, like server perspective, server will think that, hey, this guy's attack keeps on asking the same thing. I'm going to block him. Going to block his IP. That's it. Something like that. So once the server blocks the IP, then obviously I cannot send any requests at all. So that's how defense works. So defense usually strong, as I said. So try to send many requests to any server, Facebook server, Instagram server. Again, I don't recommend you to send it, but I'm just saying it like since at least 100 you try, maybe 100 you can try. The Facebook or Instagram will say that will block your IP temporarily. That means you cannot try it. So that's the defense. But attack is like sending thousands of requests. So now the question is, how can you send thousands of requests per second? For example, let's say we have our own website. This is our own website. When let's say I enter some username and password, whatever. If I enter this is one time I'm doing. If I do 2 times, that's a 2 times. But again, I have to manually do 100 times like this. It's very hard. So typically what people do is like they create some script or something. For example, I have a small script. I have a small Python script actually. In the Python script, I give the URL, whatever the URL I want to attack. Maybe I try with the username and password and I can run this script. So this script will run for, let's say, I think this is 200 times. It's my website only. Everything is mine. So obviously I can run this script. That means 200 times I'm requesting like per second. Of course, I can increase this number to 2,000, to 1,000, 2 million also. I can do that. But let's just test it like 2 times. First, let's try 2 times. Then we slowly make it harder. Save it in desktop only. I'll save desktop, DOS.5. So, okay, it's already there. Okay, it's not. I'll run this script, Python script. Again, don't worry. You don't need to understand all this coding, but you understand how things work. That's all. I'll run Python, DOS. That's the first time. I tried different passwords. All are wrong credentials, wrong credentials. Okay, connect to stop. Good night. Now let's try 20 times. Okay. You see? If I have to do it manually, obviously I cannot. Like every time I click here, wait, click here, wait. But if I write a program, it can do like 200 times, just like that. You can see all our wrong credentials are coming, but sometimes you see this also. You see, so, it's basically rejecting it. Like, let's try for more, 200. Copy. Run again, 200 times. 200 times I'm sending. Yeah, usually our defense also strong. It will not respond actually. It will be slow actually over a period of time. So it's working for some, all are working actually. Long credentials, long credentials, long credentials. Here, this is our website, so it's a safe lab. I'm not attacking anybody's website. I'm attacking my own website just to test you. It's running very slow actually. I don't know why. Yeah, anyway, I'm trying all different passwords in 1 second, like very fast. I can even brute force attack, like try all possible. Now you see something's happening somewhere. Request read timeout. You see, this is the difference because the server thinks that hey, this guy is hitting more than he has to. So I will stop this guy response. Now the server will not respond at all, temporarily at least, for a limited period of time. Now you see all are like request timeout. But sometime again it will come back. But again, you can see most of the requests are paused because defense is strong. Something's wrong. Same thing. If I try 200, 2000 times, majority of requests will be blocked. It's internal message server, internal server, somewhere internal server. After some time, the server thinks that these are, you can see these all are server messages. The server thinks that, hey, this guy is constant eating. Actually, they might block our IP. Even our website also may not work actually because my, let me try, because my IP blocked. Start just to test it. Okay, it's fine. But you can see these are all stop. Max try succeeded, failed to establish connection. So this is we call DoS attack. So one client will send thousands of requests per second, that slowing the server down. But obviously defense is stronger. After some time, the server will be like, hey, I'm not going to respond to you. You do whatever you want. That's smart. You can do the same task without coding also using Burp Suite, or you could do the same thing using Postman also. But I did coding because that's I'm familiar with it. But you can do the same thing with Burp Suite also. We'll see in the Burp Suite how we can do it. So that's the DOS attack. Yes, any questions so far? Now there is something called DDoS. It's more like a distributed DOS or distributed denial of service. So DOS means only one system attacking thousands of requests per server. DDoS means the systems are distributed, which means there is a client one. I'll just copy this. That's a client one, sends thousands of requests per second. So similarly, there are many clients. There are many systems at the same time. Client two, another system, another system, another system, another system. Example, let's say 7 systems. 8 systems. Or we can relate this. Now let's say 7 systems. Now each system is different. Each system sits at different location. Let's say one in India, one in US, one in somewhere Russia, somewhere Japan. Example. Again, each system sending thousands of requests per second to the same server. Now the request, I mean the attack is distributed. Earlier it was only one system. They can simply block the system IP. But now you have hundreds of system, even thousands of system. Example, they call something like botnet. So which means thousands of computers around the world, different locations, they will send thousands of requests per second to the server. Now the server is very hard. Like, hey, will the server block all the addresses? Maybe, may not, because some things are maybe right. But the thing is all distributed. So server doesn't know like, hey, this guy attacker or this guy is attacker, or this guy is attacker or this guy. Some real people also will come. Real people means actual clients or actual real guys, not mother. Maybe they may not send thousands of requests. They may send maybe 10 requests a second, something like that. But these are real people. So server doesn't know like, hey, which guy is attacker? This guy or this guy, all are attackers. So that is the only difference between idea is same. Imagine the same script, the script I'm sharing this one. What is that? Huh. Imagine I have 1,000 computers. All computers are running the same script, exact same time. So that is a DDoS attack. Only one system, it's a DDoS attack. That is the only difference. The rest is very much same. Instead of one computer, you have hundreds of computers or thousands of computers, or even have millions of computers making constant requests to the server. Eventually, server will be like, okay, I can handle all of them. They will shut down. It will shut down. So you can see small. Again, we cannot do that demo because that's very hard. You can see it's mostly that only. So usually it means it gives the image. Anyway, so let's see this. A single computer floods a target. Target means the server, any server. Single computer. It's so many requests that it crashes the server or shutdowns. Where DDoS is same concept, but the attack comes from many computers all at once. Often thousands or millions, depends so much. It's very hard to stop. DOS, you can stop at least. You can block that guy. That. But DDoS, you are coming for many different things. You cannot block everybody. That's not a deal. I mean, you can, but it's not a good thing. One machine sends floods traffic to exploit the weakness. Easier to detect, block. Botnet, as I told you. Usually botnet, you create a bot. And different types of attacks. But yes, it is. Yeah, I think that's the gist of it. Defense also strong, but every day, usually, if you try news, DDoS attack news today, every day, I think somewhere will happen actually. It is news. Let's see. We can see there is a Cloudflare blocks without noting this much attack. Generally happens. You can see this is August 23, August 20, July 24. Every day, usually DDoS attacks happens around the world. You can see news. Yeah, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, you can see 1 day ago, 2 billion Gmail users at least. So every day usually happens actually. Since recently 2 days ago, we have happened like Cloudflare blocks largest recorded DDoS attack 1.5 Tbps. 1 day ago. Zoom down, okay, 17th April, 4th March. Some cooperation government facing information cyber attacks. You see, so generally every day happens. Maybe we don't know every day, but generally every day is DDoS attacks very common happen. But difference also strong, so we'll have to see which one is. Visual. One guy attacking, many guys are attacking. So maybe what I can tell you with DDoS is like sometimes what happens is, let's say I'm the bad guy, I'm attacker. What I do is I create a payload of DDoS, example. Payload means some file, example, whatever file, DOS.exe file, example. Now, somehow I mass email them or I mass distribute that DOS .exe to many real users, innocent users. The many real people download it, they click it. So usually that attacker is not the real guy is the actually, but he doesn't know that he's doing an attack. So that's how people convince. They create a payload of DOS, example, like a DOS exe file. And now imagine I'm the attacker. I mail this file to million Gmail accounts. Out of million Gmail accounts, maybe 10% opened it. Let's say 10,000 people opened it. Example. Now 10,000 people, let's say 1,000 people actually click it. That means 1,000 people actually participated in that attack. Now imagine I did the same thing for all billion people in the world. Example, not possible technically, but imagine. So obviously out of billion people, 1 million people will open it, maybe 100,000 people will click it. So that's not. Or sometimes attacker can own their computers, can own their own clients. That's also possible. But he cannot have thousands of computers. Maybe he might own some clients, 100, 200, 500, maybe 1,000. But attacker cannot own million computers. That is another thing. Yeah, mostly this much only. I think. Yeah, same attacker, target server, many attackers, same target. One attacker, many attackers. That's all. That's all. So since you don't use coding and stuff, I think we can do it in worksheet only. Maybe not in this class, but going forward, we can try. You can do the same. You can do DDoS attack on our worksheet. So DDoS attack, we cannot do it. We cannot show because, but we can show with maybe 3, 4 computers. We can gather and we can show. But mostly DOS is what I see can be shown with my own websites. So if you go look at my, for example, we attack this, right? We attack this, right? If I go look at my server will constantly have, hey, thousands of requests coming. My server will know that, right? I have a record, the server saying that, hey, this IP is sending so many requests. It will increase my bill, it will increase my, but since I own this, so I don't care. But you can see it's all stopping. These are working again. Again, stopping. Stopping. Working, stopping, working. They temporarily pause. Like, hey, this guy is attacking. Pause for a while. Just want to tell you again, trying it on other websites is legally not right. Without permission, it's not right. But you should know how things work. That's all. In the future, let's say if you're working for a company, you seriously think about, hey, is it possible to DOS attack these company websites, or company APIs or company servers? You have to think like that only, not like attacking somebody without permission. And one more thing I want to tell you, everything you do will have a record. So if you're doing it on from your machine, the server will note down all of your details. So if they want it, they can trace back. They can get to you too if they're interested. Depends on the area. Everything is trackable. So even if you do it, it's still you have to do it like without leaving your footprints. Again, not for illegal purpose, I'm saying, but just like a good attacker, maybe I'll like just a good attacker usually doesn't leave footprints. Does not leave footprints. Footprints means any kind of like IPs, like known things.
Sir,
Fingerprint.
how to do that then?
Again, so yeah, let's say there is something called, just for education purpose only, there is something called proxy servers concept. For example, you are a real attacker. You have a client, one client or something, a real computer. Now, what you have your own IP, of course. You have your own IP address, the IP one that's called. Now you create another computer we call proxy, proxy, proxy client or proxy call it. This also has IP, another IP. Let's call IP. Okay. Now there is a server. Server has also some IP, its own thing. Now let's say you want to attack IP3. In previous case, if you want to attack it, you attack directly, right? Likely. That's how you attack it. So obviously your details, everything are stored here. But now what you do is you use something called proxy. Proxy means like middleman, intermediate guy. You tell this proxy, hey, go and attack this guy. So obviously this guy sends thousands of requests to this. Now this guy knows that this guy's details, not yours. So the request goes from year to year, year to year. The response from year to year, year to year. That means the server doesn't know the actual client data. It's just like middleman. For example, let's say I want to talk to you. I can talk to you directly, or I can ask you something directly. That is a direct attack. You know that I'm asking you. But let's say I bring another middleman and I ask that guy, hey, go tell that lady or that person ask this. Now the receiver guy doesn't know that I'm asking. The receiver guy will only know the middleman. In a way, you only created this proxy. Maybe after this, everything is done, you delete this proxy or something. So your actual details are somehow hidden. Of course, your proxy details are somehow stored here, but still you are at least one step better compared to previous. So this is one of the ways. So there is also another way like a VPN way, like virtual private network you create. In that way, your details are somehow hidden. Again, everything is for education purpose only, not to think. But there are ways. There are ways to not to leave your footprints. If you are a starting beginner, obviously you will leave footprints. But as time progresses, if you are a good attacker in the future, like for ethical reasons, then obviously you will understand how not to leave footprints. But at the same time, I also want you to think like defender also. Let's imagine you're the server. Some guy is attacking with proxy. Now you figure out how to get to this guy via proxy. If you're a defender, you have to also think like that. You cannot think like an attacker every time. Example, your server is only attack. Then what do? You cannot leave that guy. You have to somehow catch them. So you try to figure out how to get to proxy, how to get to this. That also you have to do. At the end of the day, as I told you, I think from the beginning onwards, it's like who's dumb? Who is more dumb? Or you can say who is more smarter? More mostly same. If the defender is a smarter, obviously they can catch you. If the attacker is smarter, they can catch. So it depends on who is dumb, who's smart. There's no right, wrong, good, bad in technology. Of course, there are laws that you cannot do this, you cannot do this. But technical, I'm speaking as a technical person. I'm saying that there is like who's dumb, who's smart. Technically, that is. But since we live in society, we have to follow the society laws. Obviously, just because it's possible doesn't mean you have to hurt somebody. If you hurt somebody, then obviously you will be punished. You will have face consequences because of the society laws. So obviously, I have a responsibility to tell you that you have to be careful whenever you want to attack. At the same time, you have to be smart when somebody attacks you. That's it. That's all I can tell. We'll see. Maybe proxy. All these things are web application only. This also web application attack only in a way. We can try all of them via box suit actually. So that's where you see proxy. It's a proxy. Proxy means central guy. I said. Intruder means attacker. Like this is the attacker thing. A repeater means just like this code. You repeat the same thing for 2000 times. You create something here. You can repeat it X amount of times. It's a target. Yeah, we'll learn maybe next week. Fully we'll learn the box suit. We'll spend more time. But right now, probably today, this is what I would like to do. There's one day, just going to go. Yeah, same. Staying hidden. Staying hidden means you kind of hide yours by a proxy. You can also add another proxy also. Again, two middlemen now. Like one proxy, another proxy, stuff like that. Yeah, so dumb attacker usually leave footprints, easy to trace. Smart attackers usually use proxies or VPN or rotating IPs, even other servers and stuff like that. DOS annoying but easy to stop. Just block the IP. DDoS, it's difficult to stop. As I told you, the real victims are actually, real people also will part of that attack. So, yeah, the loss you have to follow. Is there anything else we should know? It's little technical actually. Are you attacking a like a protocol or application layer? Yeah, it's like a volume based thing. Yeah, this is like a technical thing. We'll see later. But you figure it out once you attempt it. Difference means maybe I can tell you lightly. Difference means obviously they block your IP. Uh, it works for DOS, but it's very hard for DDoS. So, or they put rate limiting. Rate limit means, hey, in 1 second, you can only send these many requests. That's it. You cannot send more than that. That's a rate limit. They use some sort of load balancing, but still that's not defense actually. That's more like a routing. You use these tools like Cloudflare, AWS Shield. These are like very good at filter out malicious traffic. They will try. Cloudflare is a big one. From attacker tactics, attacker actually what they create in botnets. They create some. They don't do it from their computers. They try to act the other, other people. They can kind of do that. Legality, cybercrime under US, even India, anywhere else. Without permission, doing attack is not a. Since we own our own website, I just want to demonstrate you only. We own this IP. So, but in real life, you can change this to anything. You can technically do that, but it's criminally it's offensive. Yeah, if they catch, I mean, it depends. But it's not legally right. If you use somebody else, of course, it's mine. So obviously, I give permissions to our people. But if you try on any other, it's legally not. It's a crime, cybercrime. Some real world you see 2018 GitHub. Let's see some news actually. Recent news. Let's see some news actually. Oh, that's interesting. It's a record breaking peak actually. 1.5 terabytes per second. You can see 1 point per second, 1.5, 11, sorry, 11.5 terabytes of traffic is coming. It's blocked by cloud firewall. It involves 5 billion packets per second, approximately 35 seconds. Okay. The attack was just 35 seconds only, but it's like huge. It was UDP attack, originating blend for IoT device. Okay. And then there is another one. It's one of the old wrapper bot, one of the most powerful attacks. That is also recent. This also recent. Yeah, I can say, right? I think India also something very conducting your state government website. Okay. Yeah. And then, yeah. So recently you can see very commonly these are like let's say most popular in entire history. Okay, 2007. GitHub, this is a big one. You are aware of this. GitHub is a code repository library. You can think like Facebook for code. It also has like huge amount of traffic. LinkedIn also, I see LinkedIn also did. But LinkedIn is a password attack, not a. It's better 2060. Yeah, I think, I mean, that's pretty much idea for DOS and DDoS attack. Because any questions you have, maybe I can do. Any questions, anything? I'll send you the notes, whatever notes you study, so you can get like good idea. Yeah, any questions before we close? Yeah, so next week we'll try all bugs.